big takeover battle that's brewing in the IT industry, the Mindtree takeover tussle has intensified. A day after L&T bought more than 20% stake in the mid-tier IT firm Mindtree, the tussle between the two diversified conglomerate and Mindtree co-founders spilled into the public. L&T CEO S.N. Subramanian played down the takeover bid, saying that the firm is approaching the takeover with faith and dil and pyaar. Meanwhile, Mindtree co-founders are fighting tooth and nail against L&T's aggressive bid, calling L&T's move unprecedented and unexplainable. The co-founders have now posed 5 questions to L&T. Listen in to what Mindtree founder and how they are planning to take on L&T.
It is not an investment, it is a hostile environment where definitely value destruction for shareholders will happen. We want to ensure that such value destruction does not happen.
So, while you have indicated that the domestic institutional investors still continue to back the company, the employees, the clients are still with you. Is there a counter bid that you would want to raise? What would really be the plan B, sir? And the sort of support that you're enjoying right now from different stakeholders?
No, I think we have a tremendous support based on the continuous value we have created for shareholders. Our institutional investors like Nalanda Capital, Arohi, all of them are backing us up to the full. So to that extent, I think this is something which the shareholders will decide. We have delivered consistent value. We have built a high integrity, high quality, high performing company, and shareholders will decide what the next moves will be.
All right, and we have Neha Bothra as well as Rahul Dayama joining in now to dissect down this transaction. Neha, let's go across to you first. You were at the L&T press conference, so tell us, what did Mr. Subramanian and team say about what made them take a move like this?
Such deals really are not in the DNA of L&T. In fact, it's the first being seen in the Indian IT space. However, as far as L&T is concerned, they insist, as far as this deal is concerned, it's out of dil and pyaar, and they say that with this they will transform the hearts of Mindtree promoters as well, who understandably at this point see this as a hostile takeover. In fact, as far as the interaction with journalists is concerned, the L&T management was full in their display as far as heart overflowing with emotion is concerned, but they did reiterate that while emotions were being considered, it was all about business, and they highlighted how L&T will now focus more on the services arm, and thereby suggesting that as far as this deal of acquisition of stake in Mindtree is concerned, while Mindtree will continue to operate as a separate entity, at least in the short term, the management reiterated, the goal really was to ensure that they can augment this arm of L&T. More importantly, do remember, as far as continuity is concerned, this is one area that analysts have been concerned about. What happens to the sentiment as far as clients and employees are concerned? L&T feels that at least in the short term, Mindtree will continue to operate as a separate business entity, thereby downplaying concerns around integration. But that really remains the big question that analysts have raised. How soon can they really say with confidence that Mindtree will be a good fit for L&T Infotech? Even though we do know that they operate in diverse sectors and there could be some sort of a fit on that end, but as far as integration is concerned, that really is something that will take some time to play out according to L&T management. That is something we'll watch out for.
Rahul, coming to you now, what is the next plan of action for the Mindtree promoters?
Well, the Mindtree promoters have stuck to their stand that this is a hostile takeover, and they will not support this in any manner that it is. They have clearly indicated that employees, institutional investors also continue to back the company. As far as buyback is concerned and the role the board will play, they said all of that is something that we will have to watch out for. They have also categorically gone ahead and blatantly denied that they had reached out to L&T a few years back, as indicated by the L&T management. They said the offer came from L&T and we had rejected it even then. Also, the management, the promoters have put 5 questions to the L&T top brass, asking them as to, if you really persist in this hostile takeover, you will only be remembered for this. Is that something that L&T stands for? Also, as to why L&T, whose 18 times the size of Mindtree is not able to build a large company on its own, and they've again and again reiterated that the customers will stall all future business with the company and take it elsewhere, and employees also will look at a mass exodus, so to say, if the deal gets through. And the larger question, what message are they really sending to the startups in the country? They call this a hostile takeover. Subrato Bagchi, one of the co-founders who returned from his government role in the government of Odisha, has indicated that this is as good as snatching a baby from a mother, and that's the sort of sentiment, emotions that the promoters have, and rightfully so, with the company. But what role do they have? Will they be able to come up with a counter bid is something they haven't elaborated. So the plan B, the action plan, is something that still awaits. But founders coming out and saying that the promoters, the company, the clients and employees continue to back them.
All right, Rahul as well as Neha, thanks so much for joining in and giving us that complete 360-degree perspective on the big transaction, Mindtree versus L&T. Now that L&T has done their part, they are still, of course, going to continue to try and acquire by an open offer and otherwise as well to take their stake beyond 60%. So Mindtree promoters certainly do have a very, very arduous task ahead of them.